Hey guys, welcome to Hip Hop 24/7. If you're a fan of hip hop music, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon to get all the latest updates. So today's video is for all the Eminem fans out there. It's about 20 things Eminem did before becoming a rap god. As we all know, before the success, everyone has to go through some tough times. So did Eminem before becoming a rap god. But what all challenges did he really face? Let's have a look at the things he had to go through before becoming one of the greatest rappers of all time. Started pursuing his career at the age of 14. At the age of 14, Eminem had shown his passion and inclination towards the hip hop culture and music. He initially started with underground rap battles with kids of different schools. With his friend Proof, he tried to sneak in to the music world and make a name for himself. Also, at the age of 17, he was known by his first stage name, but had to face bullying and backlash for being one of the few white rappers in a black-dominated hip-hop culture at that time. Marshall Mathers often switched schools. As stated earlier, this was a result of his mother constantly moving and shifting places that Eminem had to change school almost every 2 or 3 months. He was always the new kid at school and faced difficulty in adjusting and really making friends. This was another major reason that M was tagged as a loner during his teenage years. He has lost his interest in school and studies, but his inclination towards words and vocabulary never lagged. Eminem asked John Elton for help. This was the time when Eminem was battling his addiction with drugs, and John Elton entered as an angel in his life to help him. He shared his personal stories and struggles with Eminem to motivate and support him. This helped Eminem beat his addiction of Vicodin and Ambien. Recently, Eminem completed 12 years of sobriety and even paid for the food for Detroit medical helpers. Indeed, this journey has been a success. Eminem's mother stated that he suffered from bipolar disorder. Eminem has battled and had his own share of struggles since a very long time. It is also because the environment and the way he was raised in was little unhealthy for him as a kid. His mother also stated that he was suffering from bipolar disorder. Slim Shady is even a reflection of his another personality, per se, alter ego. He has created various songs around that as well. Moreover, his album Recovery and Relapse showcase fluctuations and varying emotions. He wrote letters to his father. Though M's father has been missing from a really young age, he did not lose hope and still tried to contact him. As per reports, his father left the family and moved to California. Even after such treatment, Eminem did not lose love and respect for him and wrote to him during his teenage years. The sad part was that the letters never reached his father and came back to him with the return to send a note. This was one of the moments when Eminem was unsuccessful in contacting his father. After that, he had spoken about it in various songs. Eminem was into drugs and alcohol consumption. On various occasions, M has been quite vocal about his struggles with drugs and alcohol consumption. At a certain point, he was consuming huge doses of drugs that was impacting his health as well as his personal life. Also, during his ongoing struggle with drugs, Marshall Mathers found comfort in food. This was the reason he gained immense weight and the people were surprised too. In 1997, Kimberly Ann Scott left Eminem. The rollercoaster relationship of Ann Scott and Eminem has not been a secret. They have been dating from a really young age and also had Hailey together. It was in the year 1997 that their relationship hit rock bottom and Kimberly decided to leave with their child. She also forbade him to meet Hailey. This had a negative impact on Eminem and he started doing drugs and alcohol. It was during this time he was going through the phase of depression. Also, this was another major reason that led to the birth of Slim Shady, and then he released the album. Eminem's first run-in with the law was at the age of 20. Though his childhood was difficult, but still Eminem stayed away from trouble during his teenage years. But his first encounter with the law was at the age of 20. He was not even carrying a real gun, but had a paintball gun for which he was arrested. They did not even shoot the paintball gun at their victim. M was then arrested and was asked to show up at the court, but the case was dropped as the victim did not show up. Read superhero comics in rehab. Now, while Eminem was in rehab, he had a phase where he would want to get back to taking drugs and drinking, but he also knew that this journey was important for him and his family. So what did he do? How did he fill the void? Well, the Detroit rapper went to his old ways and started reading comic books so he could distract his mind from that stuff. This helped him recover and rediscover his old lost love for comic books. Eminem's first album, Infinite, was a commercial failure. Yes, that's right. Eminem's first album, which came out in the mid-90s, did not receive positive feedback from the audiences. Though it was a big deal for Eminem and he had high hopes with the release of Infinite, but it did not prove to be one of his best works. The negative response was given by critics as well, that resulted in the album being sold poorly. It was after this release that the birth of Slim Shady, M's alter ego, took birth to vent out all the emotions that were pressed down inside him. Eminem was so disappointed by the album's performance that he even tried to suicide but was unsuccessful. Did Lunch rap freestyle battles in high school? If you have seen 8 Mile, you would definitely know that M took part in underground hip-hop battles during his high school. He began rapping when he was only 14 years old, and that's the time when he came with his first stage name Eminem. This helped Eminem build a reputation for himself. He and his friend Proof would sneak into different schools and challenge fellow students during lunch. At this time, Eminem was not only exploring but learning about the whole new hip-hop culture that made him what he is today. He was a dishwasher before becoming a rapper. As stated earlier, Eminem did menial jobs to make ends meet for his family. One of his jobs was as a cook at a restaurant, and after that he even became a dishwasher. It became difficult for him to find a proper job as he was a high school dropout living with his girlfriend. Well, destiny had something different in store for him, and Eminem did not lose his vision of becoming a renowned and famous rapper. Aspired to become a professional comic book artist. Though his inclination towards rapping has always been evident, but while Eminem was growing up, he aspired to become a professional comic book artist. He was keen on not only reading but creating his own versions of storytelling also. The art of storytelling is showcased through his verse in rap songs as well. But slowly and steadily, after discovering hip-hop, M became more clear about his vision to become a renowned rapper. So again, he dropped the idea of becoming a professional comic book artist. Eminem was a loner. Even relatives and cousins of Eminem revealed that though he was a happy kid, he was still a loner. Again, one of the reasons that is suspected is because of that missing male figure or father in his life. Another evident reason could be the constant shifting and moving from place to place. It became difficult for M to adjust to his new environment as he was a shy kid. Constant bullying and being brought down by his peers also had a major impact on his confidence as well as personality. Earlier, his stage name was M&M. Well, before becoming Eminem, Marshall Mathers was known by a number of stage names, and one of them was M&M, taken from initials of his first and his last name. He adopted the stage name in high school while taking part in rap battles during lunch. Another stage name that he used after dropping out of high school was MC-MM. Finally, he settled on Eminem and is now known worldwide by this name only. Eminem was abandoned by his father. Eminem has had a really rough childhood, and one of the biggest reasons is that he was abandoned by his father at an early age. He was raised by his mother Debbie Mathers. Eminem also states in interviews about how they struggled with the finances, his mother not sticking long at a job, and other such issues. Eminem also accused his mother of ill-treating him and facing issues in personal life. In an interview to The Mirror, the Detroit rapper revealed that his father wanted to reunite, but it was Eminem who did not want to show any interest and didn't want to meet his father. But what M clearly states is that he is not interested in his father's money and would be there for him in case he would need any help. M grew up in a black neighborhood As we all know that Eminem lived with his mother and she used to struggle with the finances and managing their household. They kept moving and changing the house in between areas of Michigan and Missouri. This was one of the main reasons that M had to change schools and was unable to make friends. Finally, they settled down in a neighborhood in Detroit, and if the sources are to be believed, then Eminem's family was one of the 3 white households that lived in that block. So he grew up in a predominantly black neighborhood. That area has ever since featured in Eminem's videos and was even highlighted in his autobiographical film 8 Mile. There was also news about how Eminem was bullied and beaten by the people in the neighborhood, but he did not forget his roots and helped Detroit on various occasions. Eminem had his first daughter at the age of 23. Born on Christmas 25th December 1995, Eminem named his first daughter Haley Jade Scott. He had Haley with his then girlfriend Kim Ann Scott at a relatively young age. At that time, Eminem was still struggling with his career and did menial jobs to make sure there's food on the table for his family. M also discloses how they lived in a dangerous neighborhood and also about how their house was often robbed. Not only this, but during this time, Eminem was also fired from his jobs for various unknown reasons. Over the period of time, he wrote songs dedicated to his daughter. One such famous track is Mockingbird. No matter what came their way, M always tried to be a part of his daughter's journey while growing up. Took odd jobs to make ends meet. As a high school dropout, it became extremely difficult for Eminem to get a decent job. He started participating in rap battles at a small level but was still not able to make the ends meet. After dropping out of high school, the rapper was thrown out of house by his mother and he started living with his then girlfriend Kim Ann Scott. Though he did not leave his passion for hip hop even in such difficult times, he started writing songs and made his stage name M&M derived from Marshall Mathers. During this period, Eminem also had to take care of his family, so he took up every odd job possible. But M did not lose his hope and continued to pave his way towards success with hard work and dedication. Dropped out of school at the age of 17. Yeah, you heard it right. Eminem did drop out of school at the age of 17. But from his early childhood, M and his mother moved to different places, which made him the new kid at school, and even more difficult for him to adjust to the new culture and environment. Initially, Marshall Mathers was a shy kid and was also an easy target for the bullies. By the time Eminem came to high school, he was struggling with his studies and his personal life. He failed the 9th grade thrice and at the age of 17 finally decided to drop out of school. But even though he didn't perform well at school, he was always interested in learning new words, increasing his vocabulary, and reading comics. For what he is known today did not come easy to him. Before becoming a rap god, one of the greatest rappers had to face a lot and fight his own inner demons. But fortunately, with hard work and dedication, he made it and changed the hip hop culture. So if you found these facts amusing, make sure to drop a like, share it with people who love Eminem, and do subscribe. We'll be back with more such videos. Till then, I'm Chayanika signing out for today.